you know him as Stu Mocker. Let's bring out Matthew Lillard. Billy Loomis, Skeet Ulrich. Oh, the lovable Randy. Let's bring out Jamie Kennedy. She played Debbie Salt, the legendary Laurie Metcalf. Let me bring out Tatum, Rose McGowan. And Ghostface himself, Lee Waddell. Let's bring him on out. So guys, take it away. I'm gonna sit in the audience and enjoy this.
No, stay with us. Stay with us. So you guys, if you've never seen how we usually do a panel, Joe's the moderator. He's fantastic. We love Joe. But our goal, our intention when we do Q&As is to offer you the ability to ask us any question you want. It doesn't just have to be about Scream. It doesn't have to be about our careers. You can sort of open it up. If you're curious, we're here to answer for the next 45 minutes or so. It's a little different, but feel free to ask. And then Skeet's going to go in the audience, and we're going to go right to audience questions.
Hi, everybody. Hi. How's Chicago doing, or wherever we are? Rosemont? Everybody good? Thank you so much for being here. We like to take most of this time to really extend our gratitude to each and every one of you for coming out here, for spending your hard-earned money on little old us, and to really tell you how much that means to us. Our careers are roller coasters. Any art for commerce is typically, you don't know what you're going to do year to year, and this gives us a little bit of solidity and the ability to weather the storms, if you will, of our business. So our gratitude is real and deep, and we love you all, and thank each and every one of you for being here. So should I just find somebody? Yeah, let's ask them. You got a question? No, she doesn't have one. You have a question? Yeah.
Are there mics set up? Is there?
I don't see any.
Are we set up for a live Q&A?
Where is one? Oh, back there? All right, we'll get to you in 1 second, since I already did this part.
Hi, I'm Liz. Did you guys know when you were making this movie that it was going to have such longevity and be so successful, and that so many years later you guys would be doing cons talking about it?
Absolutely. Next question. No, I mean, I think it's impossible to predict. You kind of, I won't speak for everybody, but you kind of do what you love, and things that engage you as a reader at first, and hope for the best after that. I mean, it's impossible to predict what may hit, and I think we're all still baffled that 28 years later we're here with all you guys. It's pretty amazing. So thanks for passing it down to your kids and their kids. Should we go there? Do you want to? Yeah? Go ahead.
Hi, my name's Maria. So I have a question. So we have Wes Craven to thank for this amazing franchise. I wanted to ask you guys, what is the best piece of advice, or what is the best memory on set that each and one of you had with him?
I have an answer that I like to share. So I, like Skeet was saying, like our trajectory is always up and down, right? There's an ebb and flow to the artist's life. And so for me, there's a moment, this is how old the movie is. There was only one cell phone on set when we started to shoot in 1807. I know that's shocking to kids everywhere, but there was one cell phone, and so it was my mom's birthday, so I went out and I found the cell phone, and Wes Craven and Marianne were sitting there, and they had the cell phone, and I said, can I borrow the cell phone? And I called my mom on her birthday. And Wes Craven said, oh, that's funny, we were just talking about you. I was like, oh, really? Why? That's my favorite conversation. I said, someday we were just saying that someday we think you're gonna win an Academy Award. And so, yeah, that's good, right? Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, let's tell my mom that. And so Wes Craven got on the phone and called my mom. And he said, happy birthday, and I just want to tell you someday your son's going to win an Academy Award. And so, look, there are things in moments when you are on top or you feel good about your career or your path that you hold on to, right, to get you through the downside. It's things, the joy of the good moments that pull you through the darkness. And so for me, for Wes Craven, in my loneliest moments, in my most insecure moments, I have this memory of somebody I respected and loved who told me something that still resonates with me today. I don't care about an Academy Award, sure, it'd be great. But the point is that there's a belief that you're an incredible actor that helps me to carry on. So that is something that Wes Craven gave me.
Just a comment on the darkness. What is going on with you people? I had 3 people today tell me that Scream is their comfort movie. What is going on in your life? Watch Pixar. Thought I'd just say that. Next question, Skeet.
Let's see, who's got a question out here? Who's got one? Somebody eager. You're not that eager yet. Oh, you're eager. All right. You want to stand up? What's your name?
Sam,
This is Sam.
did you guys really enjoy filming like horror movies and that kind of stuff? Or like, I don't know, what was it kind of like working on a horror movie set and like being surrounded by like all this blood and stuff like that? Like, was it fun or was it kind of like, ooh, or what, like, I don't know, what was it like?
Lori?
All right, what's that like for you? I can answer that.
Oh, go, you want to answer?
No, go, Lori.
Well, no.
Well, as Tatum, before I was Tatum, my first job was at a funeral home when I was 14. And I don't think I've told this story really before. But yeah, like it was hard to get an under-the-table job when you're not 16, right? So I knew someone that lived for free on top of a funeral home and in the Northwest in Seattle. And so I would go there after school and like help move bodies. And I was a really weird kid because I just didn't have any, like it was really peaceful. It was a real quiet place and only a few of them looked like they were gonna rise up and like strangle you. And then I found myself on the set of Scream and there'd be like dead bodies and like, and I would be like walking around, and I got way worse nightmares from the fake dead people than I did from the real dead people. So yeah, I too, Jamie, want to know what is going on. I met someone that was like, I'm 16 and I've seen Scream 260 times and I watch it before school and I'm like, you should have worked at a funeral home. You should have worked at it. And I know, and then when Jamie said, what is going on with the darkness? And I'm like, do you mean Tatum's current look? What are we talking about? But anyway, glad to be here. And you with the dead bodies?
Well, I came in Scream too, so I started off just as a fan of Scream, and spoiler alert, I am involved in, you know, something pretty heavy in Scream 2. So, but going in as I had never done a horror film and haven't since. But as I was sitting there getting a prosthetic made of my forehead that was going to have a squib implanted in it, and I would find myself a few weeks later laying on the floor with a big heavy camera above me and somebody with a button that's going to, you know, like this squib on, you know, say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, and it's going to explode out of my forehead. I thought, what the hell did I get myself into? I had no idea. But that has been my personal experience of dealing with horror.
That's a great question.
Can I ask Lori a question? Lori, what was Wes like on the second movie for you?
He was, I just want to say, so kind and generous and patient. His patience, first of all, is what I really, was grateful for, because this was the whole genre, let alone working in movies, was very, very new to me. And I felt like he led me by the hand all through the whole thing. So that's how I remember Wes.
Let's go back to the mic there where they can, unless somebody else, sorry if anybody, we all good? Should we go to the mic?
Oh, and Wes did not say to me I might win an Academy Award.
Because you already know you will probably win an Academy.
Go for it.
Do I go?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
This might be spoilery, but I wanted to ask, what do you think the original Scream Killers, especially Stu, would think of how many people they inspired to go around stabbing people?
Okay, back to the darkness. It's Sunday, bro.
It is God's day. I actually don't have a comment for that.
You don't? Yeah,
I don't.
I mean, that's a tough one. I don't, that brings up a lot of issues, obviously. I don't know how to answer it. I don't think we do, I guess is my answer. I guess maybe there are people that could be inclined to that. This might tip over the edge, but I think you would have to address a million movies to answer that question. So I like the question though, but tough one to answer.
Okay, I got a question back here. Do you want to ask a question?
Wait, where did you go?
I literally saw this little man on his guy's shoulders. I was like, I'm gonna go find that kid. Do you want to ask a question?
Not really.
Okay, never mind.
Wow, I mean, these fingers up in the air. I mean, Freddy Krueger back. Matt, look at this. I gotta find out what your question might be.
Thank you, Billy. So were there any scenes that...
Does everyone know it's not real? It's not real.
Nope. Were there any scenes that were really hard not to break character? Like, when you were filming, like, were you, like, were laughing at something he said, you know?
Just about everything he said. It was hard to not break character, but I don't remember when I accidentally hit him with the phone.
I don't think that shit's funny. That hurt. He's a dick. All right, Dad is going to. Oh wow! Mama!
Where do these people come from?
I don't know. I just felt like I was in a rock opera. All right, hi. What's your son's name? Am I having a stroke? Does anyone else smell burnt toast? What's your son's name?
His name is Bentley.
Bethany?
Bentley. Yeah. So basically, I grew up, I watched Scream, I watched Without a Pale, I watched everything that you did. And he knows you from Five Nights at Freddy's. So, when I asked him, what question would you ask him? He told me, are you making another one and are you going to be in it?
Sixth night at Freddy's.
Bentley, thank you for your question. I am. I'm in a movie called Five Nights at Freddy's that last year. It's a kind of a funny question. Somebody said, come and they want you to go sit with this director for this movie. And I knew it was a video game. And I sat down with her and I looked at the script. I read the script and I have like 4 lines. And 3 of them were as like the Yellow Rabbit. And I didn't understand why I was reading something called the Yellow Rabbit. So I went and sat with her and she's lovely. Her name's Emma and she's the director of the film. And I'm like, there's like nothing really for me to do. I'm not really sure how I can serve you in this vision. I'm not really sure. I am very slutty. I like to work. Don't get me wrong. And she said, well, here's the good news. He's the Voldemort of the universe. And that there's no movie sequel without him. And I was like, I am in. I am in. So yeah, I am the center of evil. Because when you think Matthew Lillard, you think total dick. And so yeah, so we start moving. We start shooting in October, and it should come out next December. And we're really excited. Thank you, Bentley, for your question. All right. Where Where's the mic? Go ahead on the mic. Go ahead and ask a question.
Hi, my name is Jackie, and one of my favorite characters in Scream is Randy, and I was very sad.
What?
And I was very sad when he died, and I was wondering if there was a character that died.
Oh, here comes
in
God
Scream.
again with the lights.
I was wondering if there was a character that died in Scream that you wish you could bring back.
Myself. You know, you guys ask these great questions, and I believe all of us, we start, my heroes, Kevin Bacon, Jamie Lee Curtis, everybody, Johnny Depp, they all start in a horror movie. So it's like a rite of passage, and so we did this, we didn't know, so we didn't know it was gonna be this. And when I died, I was like, okay, it was cool. I don't remember having sex, but then like people come up to me at Trader Joe's and I'll like be buying a lemon and some dude's like, I'm so mad you're dead. I'm right here, dude, Woodland Hills. So I really am honored, I'm humbled, you know, that people care, and you know, it's crazy. And I wish in a way we could all live, because we love hanging with each other, we love the story, the universe is getting bigger. As a personal death, I love everybody, but I do say that I think Rose has one of the craziest iconic deaths. I'll let you guys ask if you don't want to see who
So,
died.
does everyone know that Lee was the original Ghostface?
Yes.
He's the father of Ghostface. So, Lee, what was your favorite kill in any of the Screams you worked on that you were a part of?
Wow, there's so many. So, you know, I hear that question. It's a great question, and it's multifaceted because I got to do a couple of the films. And I think on a personal level, and staying within the acting aspects of Ghostface, not the stunting side, was the time I had with Henry Winkler, because he's such a cool cat. Remember Henry, right? Principal Henry? And out of my 30 or 40 years in the film business, it is the only time I fanboyed out. Actually on set, I geeked. And I go, and here he is, Henry Winkler, and Henry's not that big of a guy. And this is the font, right? This is, you know, icon of TV. He had 12 years. And I'm sitting there going, man, I gotta kill this guy. And I'm like, and so Henry goes, you gotta give me some energy, right? And I'm like, I'm sorry, man, you know, I didn't want to hurt him. And so he pulls this great acting bit, and he goes back into character, and he starts screwing with me. He starts hitting me. Literally, he's doing this. He goes, man, I'm gonna and gets in my face. I see what he's doing, and I go back into Ghostface immediately, and I get aggressive, and he starts screwing with me. He's doing this, and I'm like, you little, I'm getting hot. He goes, you get it. I'm like, listen, and so Wes calls us back in, and now I'm pissed, and I'm in character. And he goes, you better, I'm like, I'm gonna so gut you like a fish. And Wes yells, action. And I get into, man, I laid out Henry. Wham, you guys saw it, right? Yeah. And so that was take 3, and it was a great thing, and he died, and everybody's happy. And there's a picture, there's a still frame in black and white that's out there on the internet someplace, and it has me standing over Henry after the yells cut, and I'm still trying to kill this guy. But the great thing about that was that little moment with that acting energy between actors that has to occur sometimes, that stayed with me for the rest of my career, and I still tap that to this day. So I'm indebted to Henry for that.
That is a great
I think I've never heard that story.
I've never heard this. We do these a lot, and that was nice. I have another question out here.
I just wanted to know what your guys' least favorite thing about filming it was.
Fake blood. Yeah, I mean, I think the blood was, it got old. We were shooting a lot of nights, and I imagine the maids at the hotel were very curious as to what the hell happened. Because you can't get it all off. And by the way, any of you that smear it all over your body, shaving cream is the best way to get it off, but we didn't know that in that day, or I didn't. And the sheets were pink almost every afternoon when I finally woke up. But yeah, that probably wore thin the most. The rest was a blast.
I have to say, you don't really remember the bad. You sort of, in these moments, as you get further and further away, you sort of hold on to just the good stuff. And there was a lot of good stuff. But you never like, God, I hated that. I don't know, for me at least. All right, let's go back to the microphone. How long do we have?
20 minutes.
Well, 20 minutes? We've gotten the light 3 times.
First of all, let's thank our interpreter over here.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
That Lee story got her worked out.
Go ahead, back at the microphone.
Hi everyone. I was just wondering if you have any advice for anyone who would be trying to act in a horror movie?
Not in a horror movie. I mean, I don't have any specific genre advice for an actor. What are your...
I think for me, how many of you are artists in the room? Painters, writers, actors, singers? I think it's important to not hold Hollywood as the standard of success. The success is in you finding what you love in life and sticking to it. And, if it happens to lead that way, great, but that you do what you love to do and you will forever be happy. In terms of, if you're, general acting advice, for me, everybody does it different. For me, it was important to get educated in it, and I was lucky enough to get in NYU and to go to their acting program. But we're always, still learning as performers, always learning, and so it's not something that suddenly you get and you're done. You're always educating yourself in different ways, whether it's psychology or history or whatever it may be that's required of that part. So, but in terms of starting out, don't look at it as a business. It's an art, and it's something you can do. You can do a lot on your own. You can practice learning poetry, learning scenes, whatever. Learn how to learn lines. It's super important. But really don't look at Hollywood as the thing you got to do or you didn't make it. You can do plays here, you can do plays anywhere, you can make your own films, the technologies are there. So do your thing, and don't look back.
Thank you so much.
Lori's never done a Q&A with us, so I'm super interested in what Lori wants to say there.
That question. I was going to say, just to sort of play off immersing yourself in it, what I like to do is find your tribe of like-minded people and just generate some stuff on your own. It's not all about like how many eyeballs get on whatever you've been working on either, but you can grow just within your little group and do play readings and allow yourself to, within those safe environments, to think outside the box and try to say, well, what if I was playing a character that I'd never get cast in 100 years, but what would it feel like just to sort of vocalize it among my friends? And I think that those kind of experiences are valuable too.
I have to tell you guys something. Many years ago, before I was on the precipice of whether I was going to really try and become an actor or not. And I came to New York and I saw a Broadway play called Grapes of Wrath that Lori was in. This was 89? 88, 89? Oh, you weren't in that one. But it was Steppenwolf who she was a big part of, and it galvanized my desire to do it. So I think if you immerse yourself in the arts, is my point, and see these things that will ignite your soul towards you're always improving your taste. That will definitely help you a lot. So go out, see as many things as you can.
Steppenwolf is a Chicago's iconic theater that Lori going to start. Who started? From the University of Illinois, wasn't it?
Illinois State University.
Go ahead and ask your question. Go ahead. Yeah, go for it.
Hi, my name's Ashay. This is real quick. My friend over there, Tashari, says she loves you guys, so join me today. But my question would be, out of all the Scream movies, which one would you want to be Ghostface in? But in terms for Skeet and Matthew, which one would you want to be in? Because you're already Ghostface.
I love what I got to do in the first one, but I'll let everybody else answer it.
I don't want to be Ghostface. He's a killer. Did you like your Ghostface, Lori?
Of course I did. I think I had an excellent reveal.
Yeah, you did. I just have a question. Why'd you do it? Why'd you kill me?
It was a pure revenge.
It was?
Yeah.
You really did have one of the best reveals, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
The best one.
From Debbie Salt to Mrs. Loomis is a wonderful arc.
I would like to be in the next Scream, so I'll take the next Scream.
This guy does not believe he's dead. I'm not. Join the corpses, pal.
Tonight at 6 o'clock, I'm going to throw a television on my head to prove once and for all I am not dead. And that was like you see what I did there? That's some Shakespeare shit, bro. All right, handsome, what's your question?
What was your opinion when they did the Stab franchise as a parody in-universe?
I have zero opinion about that. Yeah, it's...
I thought it was kind of funny.
Cool. We're at an impasse in our relationship. The funny thing is that I think what's interesting about the first question is that at the end of the day, this is a privilege, not a right. This is a movie that was based on, that was being done by Wes Craven, who was, God bless his heart, who hadn't made it, at that time, God bless him, hadn't made a great movie in a long time. There's two women that were on television, heaven forbid, that were then crossing over into film, Courtney Cox and F. Campbell. And it was kind of like, and back then you just didn't have that kind of crossover. So at the end of the day, I remember being in the back of a van and the question that happens at the end of every film, like, what are you doing next? What are you doing next? What are you doing next? And I remember sitting in the very back of this van. It was like the sun was coming up and everyone was talking about the next movies they were going to. And I was going up to do a television pilot. I'm like, well, this movie's stupid. And I'm gonna be on a TV show for the next 10 years by the people that did 30-something. And cut to, this movie is still relevant. So it's not that we had no control over this destiny. None of us do. It's you guys. And for some reason, it is connected in a way that no other horror film ever has. So every single time a movie comes out and people come out to celebrate it, it is a gift. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sasha. I'm a new Scream fan, but I'm loving it here. So in the sequels, the Stab movies are based on the events in Scream, and I recently learned that the Scream movies are similarly based on a true story. So how did you think or feel about portraying these events going into filming while also adding like a camp element to it?
That is the most Velma question ever. My glasses! Anyone have a smart answer for a great
I don't, but
question?
I wasn't aware of that at the time.
I don't think any of us knew
Yeah.
that there was an original story or that we were doing camp, which goes back to the question of how do you act in a horror movie. You do not act like you're in a horror movie. You act like you're in life. And these also, I was not aware that there was any original story or that we were being camp.
Yeah, I don't think that was revealed until much later that it was based on.
Yeah.
No, I didn't, I was unaware.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Way to bring the room down, Velma.
Hey, leave my girl alone, baby.
Stand back, man.
Hi, my name is Malia.
Jose, we're recording. Go ahead. Video, please. Yeah. Unlock the phone. This is a terrible idea.
My name is Malia, and I was wondering for people like Lori and Rose and Matthew, how do you guys act differently comparing on film and behind a booth, since I know you guys also do voiceover as well? Is there a difference, or do you just bring the same energy?
That's a great question. I have an answer, but I talk all the time. Does anyone else have an answer before I talk too much?
I haven't done that much voiceover, but I haven't thought of it energy-wise as much different. I mean, you still, even though the camera's not on you, you're pouring 100% into the animation that you're recording. So I don't find it different at all energy-wise.
I love the difference in voiceover because for that I can't remember the actual cartoon, but it was like, I am Medusa, queen of the Gorgons. And Tatum couldn't do that. But also I was in Call of Duty, which is really weird. You can play my character, which has my face, and I kill a bunch of people, so that's strange. But the voice, I love voice acting. To me, there was incredible freedom. I think it can be related to people that aren't actors professionally or non-professionally, but like sometimes, you know, in a photo you're like, God, I've got this extra arm. What do I do with this extra arm? Right? Just everybody feels that way. And so when you're doing voice, you're freed from your body. It's literally just pure energy, which I absolutely adore. Whereas when you're inhabiting a body, there's so much, you know, that goes into being on screen or on a stage, carrying the body around with the voice. So I do think they're two separate things, but I think the energy remains. But I think it's like free energy versus contained energy, in a way. That's what I think.
Great. All I have to say is that when you're doing voice work, I know it sounds logical, but you only have your voice to work. So everything that Rose just pointed out, those are all things I use all the time. I use my eyes, my face, my arms, my hands to express. But voice acting, you only have that instrument. You have one instrument. And those that do it well, like Frank Welker, who is here this weekend, if you haven't had a chance, Frank Welker is the original voice of Fred from Scooby-Doo. He's played Scooby for the last 30 years. He's transformed, he's Optimus Prime, he's a legend. When they get in the booth, their ability to move you with just their voice is incredible. So their legends are legends for a reason. All right, I feel like we're getting close to the end. We're about 5 minutes left.
Take the mic, the woman at the mic right there.
Oh, hi, I'm Lydia, and you guys know that you're part of our comfort media, but what are your comfort medias, shows, books, movies that you guys go back to again and again for whatever reason, nostalgia, comfort?
For me, it's Friends. Or Dateline. And that's it. That's all I got.
For me, it's a good reality how-to show, or no, like a fixer-upper or a flip that house or something like that, because they're very formulaic, and you know the outcome, and the outcome is always positive, and nothing goes wrong, or whatever goes wrong gets fixed right away, and I find that very comforting.
You know, I love, like, doing these cons are super high energy, and so by the time I'm done here and we'll be on, you know, I'll be on a jet Monday. Like when I get home, I need to ground. So I'll spend time on the lake or on the boat and just being with nature and being quiet, because this is super fun, but have you noticed like when you get to your room at night, your ears are ringing because there's so much stimulation? I like that quiet zone. I'll put on maybe some smooth jazz and chill out for a couple of days and re-ground, and then we're off to the next one, we'll attack it again.
Yeah, you know, for me, I play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if anyone. So for me, gathering around a table and being with my friends is like, I'm home. So for me, same thing, which I think was so great what Lori said earlier, which is the fellowship of people surrounded by the people that you love and love you and are on the same journey is super powerful. All right, we're close to the end. I see this young man. You've done such a good job being patient. I've seen you the whole time. First of all, what's your name?
Wesley,
Nice. And what's your question, Leslie?
can you all scream at the same time?
I think as the last thing we do, the entire room should scream at the same time. Okay? We will do that. So we'll have that to look forward to. That seems like a good button to go out on, as they say in comedy. And we're rounding third, headed from home. What do you have back there at the microphone? By the way, thank you for your questions. I'm sorry that, Jay, I'm sorry. Well, the last question will be yours, but we'll ask one more question here. This is how we do it, just because we like to hear from you instead of people's prepared questions. So go ahead, what's your question in the back?
My name is Jaden. My question, well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for being here and thank you for coming to these conventions.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's really great that you guys spend your time to come and meet us all, but is there any fan experiences that stand out to you?
Bad experiences?
Fan experiences. Go for it, man.
Look, I believe that if you hold space for fan interaction, if you hold space for two people to be together and see somebody authentically, you can change somebody's life. So if you're available for that, right, and I feel like we have a common thread amongst us, is that we like people. We sort of love people. And so being present with somebody, when you've had an impact on their lives and you make yourself available, is profound. Profound, profound. If you're available. So it's not one interaction, it's like every single time we are finding people and holding space with them. So it's crazy profound, I think.
Amen. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That's a great question. Thank you.
Yeah, really.
So good.
Great.
You all may not know this, but I feel like you are all responsible for me being here. Scream was my jam. At 96, I shouldn't say this, but I ditched school to watch it several times.
Join the club.
The reason I say this is because I got into the film industry based on how much I loved that movie. Kevin Williamson's writing in that movie is absolutely amazing. And then, this is a full circle moment, because Jamie, I worked on your show, Oh Sit, as a casting coordinator.
Oh!
Yeah, so we talked about this before.
Wait, have anybody hear the show, Oh Sit? That's why we got canceled after 3 episodes. Way to bring that up.
Yeah, but the question I have for you all is, throughout the process of Scream and working on the films, what did you each learn about yourself through the process of working on films?
I'm gonna be quick. Can I start? I was completely crazy nervous doing this movie. It was my second role ever in a movie. And my first movie was Romeo and Juliet. Before that, it was commercials and some guest spots. And I had a monologue. And I never knew if it was done. Ever. I did it, I kept doing it. I didn't know. I went to the premiere, never knew it was done. And until Wes said, it's never done, I realized that it's a work in progress. So I was less hard on myself. So everything in this whole business is a try. That's my opinion. So don't be so hard on yourself. Never done.
I learned to be brave and step out of my comfort zone and do something very, very different. I'm proud of that. It was scary, but as I said, the cast and Wes was with me the whole way. But that was very new for me, and I appreciate it to this day, having that opportunity.
I learned that sometimes, I learned a lot of things. One, I learned that I thought my set experience on Charmed was, Scream, Jesus. Right. I thought the Scream experience with Wes and the cast and the crew was going to be like every film after that. And it was very, very unique. And that was powerful and magical. But also that sometimes you have to make tough choices and that it's okay for someone to dislike you. And bless her, but there was a costume designer who, she wanted to put Tatum, and I had a very clear idea of that character. I colored my hair for that character. I changed the way I spoke for the character, my body language. And she wanted to put Tatum in white Keds and overalls. And I just was like, oh, I have a choice. I can make this person happy, but nobody's ever gonna know anything about it, or I can really fulfill, for me, the destiny of this movie for this character. And she said, they're very now about the Keds, and I said, they're very never. Which is kind of harsh, I know. But then I went to the mall in Santa Rosa, California, and I'd seen how they were gonna shoot the sequence in the garage, so that the camera would be on Tatum's butt. So I saw this skirt that had a swirl pattern on it, and I thought that would be really funny, like a prank for everybody in the world that gets to see this. And then I thought, like, I'm gonna, so the hard choice for me was like, sometimes in production, just like in any job you've ever had, for the greater good, it's okay that not everybody loves you. It's okay that sometimes you have to stand your ground for something that you believe in. And that ultimately, in the end, getting to see all these amazing Tatum cosplayers, as I've seen through the years, those white Keds were in fact very never. So it worked out. That's what I learned.
No, I can't top that. Matt, what do you, yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna try to top it. I certainly can't top it.
No, I just mean it's a good out, but yes, go for it.
So never mind. Thank you guys.
I didn't mean it like that.
No, look, I think that for all of us, I don't want to speak for Lori because I don't know Lori's experience, but for the us in Scream Original, it was like college, right? And it was the first time in my life that I walked into a job that I felt lucky to get, and by the time I left, I felt like I had earned my place to be there. I felt like I belonged, and I felt like I was good enough. And to me, those little moments of strength are super powerful, right? I've said it now twice now. I think that you've got to hold on to these powerful moments. And so the thing I learned is that I belong in an industry now, and I've been around for 30 years, and I feel blessed to be on that journey still. So thank you very much.
And we wouldn't be here without you guys. That's the truth.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
So let's give it up for the cast of Scream, everybody.
Yeah. All right. On the count of 3, everyone's gonna scream.
What's the word?
You turn the lights down. Turn the lights down now.
We're gonna say scream. We're screaming scream, right? Scream?
No, just scream. No, just scream. All right, ready? On the count of 3, everyone scream. Oh, it's so good. Turn off these lights. We'll just be in the dark. It's so creepy. Oh shit! All right. Hey, this is a good idea. Good job, man. Right? On the count of 3, ready? 1,